Yeah, it is kind of funny. Like, what Britain obviously needs is a dose of structural adjustment, but from the left, you know? They like need to get rid of some of their fucked up economic systems and structures that are harming the economy and making things grow, making everyone poorer. And I think above all in housing, you know, it's like they're caught in that classic trap. It's in every English speaking country and a lot of non-English speaking countries, but like housing is incredibly expensive. Just like regular young people can't afford to buy a house anymore. And then meanwhile, on the other hand, like that is a huge source of wealth for like enfranchised boomer retirees. And like those things are related, of course, you know, like the people benefit from high house prices. That's kind of why they're so high. If they were to go down, you know, that would mean like tanking the net worth of a bunch of rich boomers, all of whom vote at 99%, rate. And, but like, it just clearly it's just like strangling the entire economy. It's like all the income growth and the productivity growth are just going straight to landlords and retired people. And, you're just going to have to like at some point rip the Band-Aid off. Either, you have some sort of reform. I would prefer, like a social housing system where, you decommodify housing basically and you remove it from the business cycle and you stop making it so much of the financial system is dedicated to gearing more and more of the economic potential into, building houses, into not building houses, actually, just making the price more expensive.
That's right.
Bigger and bigger loans, to people who can't afford to pay them back. And then, because eventually what happens is you have a housing crisis, just like in 2008. Because, it's like that people can't afford, you can't just have the price of this shit go up forever based on nothing while the people who are supposed to be buying it, their incomes haven't increased in 30 years. Or it's like, what do you think is going to happen? This is like a Ponzi scheme, basically.
It's true. I mean, basically anything that's necessary for life should not be subject to the whims of market forces, right? It should be, as much as possible, it should not be a commodity. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be politics. Like the Brits obviously understand with the NHS the advantage of not commodifying health, right? Like they understand that. But of course, you still have to do politics because the Conservatives, and sometimes now when you have a Vichy Labour Party, you're going to get deals with Donald Trump that also jack up prices of drugs. So you still have to do politics and try to protect that public good. But the logic that is absolutely understood by even the conservative voters about national health care could easily be applied to housing, to, they understand it for education too, although the right wing tries to make them pay a little bit for university, and then there's like people losing their minds where all of a sudden you have to pay $4,000 for college. It's like, riots in the street. It's quite a different, landscape than in the US. But that's because they've won certain battles already, and you have to keep protecting what you've won and, have new battle lines drawn for new public goods. It's fundamental. What is it that life requires? Okay, don't privatize that. Don't subject that. Don't make that about like wealth accumulation for the elite who are going to try to squeeze all they can for people that are needy in order to make more and more for those that already have a lot. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and insofar as you have private companies involved in housing and education and food production.
Right.
You can say, all right, we're going to have some private companies involved, like constructing the buildings. But we're going to control the market. We're going to make sure that the market delivers socially positive outcomes, rather than the largest possible profit to incumbent, capital owners. That's the end of the preview, folks. If you'd like to listen to the rest of the episode, you can subscribe at patreon.com/leftanchor, where for $5 a month, you can get our bonus episodes. And at $10 a month, you can get our bonus episodes, plus also a roughly 60% off discount on an American Prospect print subscription. We've changed how that one works. And if you're having any trouble with that, by the way, as an existing subscriber, shoot us an email at leftangerpodcast@gmail.com. We'll get you sorted out. In any case, thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one.